Yay! Hello, it's Mr. Bowen here for Mr. Bowen's All-Stars. If this is your first time viewing my channel, I am a second grade teacher who is entering back into the classroom for the first time in a year and a half. Previously, I was in a curriculum and instruction role where I coached teachers from all over the state as well as one other state, and the amount of travel that it required was too much for just me and my family, so I ended up going back into the classroom. I miss being in the classroom, and so I decided to head back in. This, for those of you that don't know, that haven't watched this channel, I have previously was a kindergarten teacher. Sometimes I was a kindergarten first grade teacher split for 11 years. So going into second grade, this is my first time teaching second grade. And this is a little bit like starting over. I have 7 different videos, 6 different videos of my classroom setup. So you got to see an example of what my process was, see me on my journey of getting my classroom set up. This is going to be a week in the life, a little bit more classroom setup, a little bit more of me planning and working on the curriculum. So this is going to be kind of a week blog of just the different things that are going on inside my planning and prep and my setup. You'll get to kind of see some of the things that I'm going through, and I'll do some commenting along the way. My dad is visiting right now, so he's gonna come with me and join me in on this process. So where we're at right now is my classroom essentially, for the most part, is set up. There are a few things that I need to still do as far as like creating a display for students to check in for when they're either their hot lunch, cold lunch, or if they're absent. It just makes it easier for me to do attendance. I need to get up my calendar, but it's with Number Corner, and so there are some things that I need to get a hold of. So I'm going to see if I can get a hold of my dog is ready to play. There are some Number Corner pieces that I need to get a hold of. So I'm going to see if I can do that today. I'm going to look at the curriculum, kind of do some planning, and see what I can't do about getting ready, making some plans for my first week of school. So let's get to it.
Full stop. Can't believe I live in your thoughts. I think about you all the time, morning, evening, and midnight. Such a wonderful delight. Everything that I own, yeah, I'd give it all up now just to be with you somehow. Unexpected love was found. You're the rose in a garden, and it shows if I'm honest. You're the leaves in mid-August, and I've come out here to say that I love you. Ooh, ooh, you, ooh, ooh. So slow, hold you in my arms, won't let go. The world around could pass us by, a thunderstorm, a lightning strike, as we hold each other tight. You're the rose in a garden, and it shows if I'm honest. You're the leaves
quick day for Monday for this week. Just diving into the number corner stuff. That's a lot. There's a lot of things to go through and figure out, and I still really haven't figured it all out. But there are different displays for each month, and I'm still trying to figure out all of the different, what do they call them, workouts. So I guess I can kind of turn you around to show you what I've done so far. I had 2 boxes of materials, but there's also things that I actually have to create. Like you have to create your own number line that needs to be made, and there's some charts that you need to make. So I think I'm going to use my easel for that. So let me turn you around so you can see. So here's what it looks like. I don't love it. Part of me wonders if I shouldn't use this bulletin board, but I kind of really want to use this bulletin board for information and posting things up here. But that would mess with this whole situation here, which I think I want to just keep the way it is. I moved the rug out a little bit to just give me some room here. But what I've done is I've moved this cart over here. It's gonna have all the different supplies that I'm going to use for number corner and calendar. I have my restroom pass. I'm gonna make another, I think I'm gonna make some different ones of these. But I like this cart here. It's a good spot for it. And still, because this area is wide open, I can always turn this bad boy around. Here is the pocket chart of the calendar. I don't love it, mainly because I think I'm gonna have to have a stool. I'm gonna have to get a stool for the kids if they ever wanna turn the card around to get a student helper. I'm gonna have to get a stool for them to use that. But this is the only way that I can put it up here, is these slidey things right here. I don't really know of another way. The Gorilla poster putty is amazing as it is. It's not gonna be enough to hold this thing up if I drop it down. So the only other option would be to put it on this bulletin board, and I really don't wanna do that. So this is, I think, where it's gonna be. So I'm gonna have to get a stool, and that'll be fine. Here are some of the displays that need to be put over here. Again, I'm still trying to figure out if I want to move this down here or not, because this is magnetic and I put magnetic squares here. But again, the Gorilla poster putty is not strong enough to hold that thing. And this is really the only place that I can see that this stuff being. I could put it over here, but then I'd have to completely tear up this area, and I don't really want to do that. So this is where it's going to be, and I'm just going to have to, hopefully a stool will work. Here is the time, the hours, minutes recording, and then here are the different clocks, and then the number line. So this is what I've got so far. This is for September. They don't have an August version of this, but I'm gonna do just some practice routine so the students get an opportunity to see what this is like. So I do have August up here, and I'll figure out the number cards a little bit later. And then I moved all of the number corner supplies. The extra ones that I don't need for right now is going to be in here. I think all the extra math supplies are going to be it's going to be reorganized, but it's functional for right now. And this is where the extra stuff is going to be, the things that I don't need for the month of September. So that's pretty much what day 1 looks like. We'll hop in again tomorrow to do some more work. So here we are. It's still Monday. I am over here in my office getting ready to do a little planning. I've got access to my district's Google Drive, and so I'm going to be looking through some things. I'm going to see if I can get access to Clever to see if I can get access to some of our reading curriculum. so I can start looking through some stuff there. And I also want to look at some at least first day of school activities. School doesn't start for another 2 weeks, but I have this week, and then next week teachers are supposed to report, and it's going to be, the rigmarole of PD, lots of PD, and then maybe we'll get one work day before school starts. So I'm going to see if I can get a login. I'm going to email our curriculum, our coach, see if I can get access and start planning, and also start doing some of the first week fun stuff, planning for that. Here we go.
And I've come out here to say that I love you. Ooh, ooh, you, ooh.
Well, here we are back in the classroom on Tuesday. So I got a little work done yesterday. Really, what I was doing was making a plan for the first day. What you saw me writing on was making a plan for my caddies, what I need to do for getting the first day of supplies ready. Since I am following the plan of having students be able to shop for their own books, and then they have their own personal book bins, that system will not have been in place on day one. So the plan is to get a bunch of containers of books for them to just read on the first day when they are finished with the first activity. I went and looked through a lot of my day one activities, and there are a few that were mainly for kindergarten and not for second grade. I do have one puzzle activity that I think will be fun for the students, for them to kind of get to know our community in the class. They decorate a puzzle piece that showcases different things about them, their favorite colors, food, do they play sports, their favorite, anything about them. And there's like a rubric that talks about what I would be looking for. And then after they decorate that puzzle piece, they search around the room and look for somebody that has something similar. It doesn't have to be exactly the same. Like, for example, if they find somebody that likes to play a sport, and say someone likes to play football, but someone likes to play soccer, they can still pair those puzzle pieces up because they like sports. The whole point is to show that we're all different, but we all have some commonalities and ways and things that we can find similar about each other. And so once they find, as I guide and help people pair up, then we glue the puzzle piece together, all the puzzle pieces together, to show that we fit together, our community fits together like a puzzle piece, or like a puzzle. And so that's one activity I found. But really, of course, day one and for the first week is really procedures. And I was just, mapping out what I plan to do for the first calendar. I will be doing a calendar of some sorts, even though Number Corner does not start until September. I'm gonna do like some basic math routines just for them to kind of see what it's going to be like, and for them to get into the rhythm and the routine. Also, I'll be doing a morning meeting, and I was just sort of mapping out the morning meeting, what that's going to look like, how we're going to greet. I'll be going over my routines and procedures, especially the zero noise signal, making sure everybody has 100%, setting the expectations of when I'm talking, how they're supposed to be tracking me. We'll go over the routines on how to switch from the carpet to the tables, and from the tables to the carpet. We will go over the routine of how to line up. Today, that's one thing I'm going to do today, is try to get my gaffer tape. I have some special tape, which I will link in the video description, it's the special tape that works on carpet. It doesn't mess it up. They use it in theater a lot, where I put different pieces of gaffer tape down and I number it, and that's their line order. I know we're in second grade, but still, there's always that fight about, that's my spot in line, that's my spot in line. Well, there's no question. There will be a line leader based on the classroom jobs, and then their line order is predetermined based on their student number that I give them. So I'm gonna do that today, and that's planned. That's one of the procedures I planned for. I also was writing down, when I do classroom jobs, I also have a set of 5 non-negotiables that are basically my rules. And then together as a class, we work together to come up with a more specific class-generated rule that goes along with my 5 overarching rules. And so I was just kind of planning that out, getting ready to maybe make some displays for that. So today I'm just going to be working on those little things, putting down some gaffer tape. My dad should be coming at some point soon. We'll have lunch. And I don't know if I'll get into curriculum or not. So I got to send out an email and figure out about that. So just chugging along. Hopefully we get a lot done today.
I'm used to give all I have. I'm used to get nothing back. Wherever I go, it's the same. There's no excuses, no one to blame. Sometimes I can't understand how it can be so hard to stay out of pain. But with you everything has changed, even though we both stay the same. Would you call me on the midnight train? Would you come over when nothing's right? Would you hold me tight in the rain, even as we're having a fight? Say you, say you. Give up 100 times, it's never been worth it. But now there is so much to say. This time it is different. Sometimes I can't understand how it can be so hard to stay out of pain. But with you everything has changed, even though we both stay the same. Call me on the midnight train. Would you come over when nothing's right? Would you hold me tight in the rain, even as we're having a fight? Say you call me on the midnight train? Would you come over when nothing's right? Would you hold me tight in the rain?
Well, it
Even
does
as we're
not look
having a
like
fight.
I will have access to the curriculum before next week, which, I mean, I guess it'd be nice to do a little bit of long-term planning, but I'm really just going to focus on then the first week, getting my first week activities done, figuring out the things for the routines and procedures, and sort of get some of those things printed and squared away. Let me go ahead and turn you around to show you the few nuanced things that I did in the classroom. As I've mentioned before, I have 5 sort of overarching rules that I will have the students follow in the classroom. And as a class, we'll do a meeting where they will come together and we will decide what these particular 5 rules look like in a more specific, with a more specific rule attached to it. The students will get to brainstorm what those look like. And so I'll use some sentence strips. I'll use the poster putty to put those sentence strips that we write up here on the wall. Over here, as I had mentioned in my classroom setup videos, I do team points. And so here's where I keep track of the team points. And these are just some labels that I made for each group's, each team's. These are the labels for each of the teams. Then I put up books, just some books for all the students to be able to read for the first day. When they come in, they'll have an initial little sort of activity to do for them when they come in. They'll read the books. And since there's no book shopping happening right away. And finally, I went and got some command hooks to put up this pocket chart. Students come in the morning and they pick, there will be a picture. You can see Velcro dots there. There will be different pictures of what the 2 lunch choices are. They will grab their popsicle stick from this absent pocket and put it in either the choice 1, choice 2, or cold lunch. And it just helps make it easy for me to do the lunch count and take attendance. So I believe that for the most part is, I forgot one other thing. This is my line order. And sadly, I had Zachary stand and measure out how far apart they needed to be. I ran out of gaffer tape, so I need to get some more to kind of fill these out, and then I'll write the numbers on them. Sadly, I was not able to make it a complete line. It had to curve around over this way. So it's not perfect, but it'll work for what we've got, and I can sort of figure out how to make it better next year. So that is Tuesday. We'll see what else is on the docket for the rest of the week. Yeah, so it is Friday now. Didn't make it in here Wednesday or Thursday. Been very busy. My dad is still visiting. So today we are back here before next week, which is teacher's report and its professional development. So the plan today is that I am going to start printing and preparing for day 1, week 1. I have thrown out the whole plan of like doing some long-term planning with curriculum, just because 1, I don't have access, and 2, because they're going to be doing a lot of professional development around it. And so I just want to make sure I understand the curriculum completely before I start diving into that whole mess. So today I am trying to finalize the whole check-in procedure that I talked about on Tuesday. popsicle sticks or clothespins are what I'm going to be using. I'm also thinking about adding to that pocket chart and making like a bathroom checkout system in there. I'm not sure yet how I want to handle that. I'm not sure if I want to do clothespins on that pocket chart there, but I just want to have a system in my classroom where it is very clear when I know when a student, when I remember when a student uses the bathroom. Obviously, they would have to ask me before they can go, and I'm going to have a system in place where we kind of utilize like a bathroom pass. They have a certain number of bathroom passes that they can use, and there's going to be like some sort of reward if they don't end up using all their bathroom passes. This kind of helps separate the people that really need to use the bathroom and the people that just want to go to play. So I'm still working that system out, but I do want a system where if there is something that happens, like if we have a drill or we have to leave the classroom and I somehow forgot that I sent a student to the bathroom, I can just look on my display or whatever and see, oh, there is a student that is in the bathroom. I need to make sure that I get that student if we go somewhere. If there's like a fire drill or whatever it is, I want to make sure I have that system in place. So I'm going to be figuring that out today on top of printing a lot of my first day items and planning for that. So I'm going to jump right into it and then we'll be done for our first week in the life.
Call me on the midnight train. Will you come over when nothing's right? Would you hold me tight in the rain? Even as we're having a fight.
So here's the problem that I'm running into right now with this whole system. I've tried seeing that if the students grab their clothespin, that they could clip it on to this choice 1 or choice 2 or cold lunch. And it works if it's just a couple of clips. But what happens is you put more and more clips on, this thing gets farther back, farther down, and the students can't see. So that makes it very difficult to just clip them on there. So what I think is going to happen is that the students are going to get their clips. I'm going to have a container with all their clips on them. Their names are going to be on them. And they're just going to put it in whatever pocket that they pick. Then I am going to take out the clips from each of the choices and be able to easily see when I make my count who makes what choice. And that's going to be the quickest. They will know to come in, find their clip from a container, whether it be here, this might be a little bit too tall, or it might be, maybe I have another little small table, or they can pick them up from here. I'm still working on that yet. They grab a clip, they go put it in the pocket that matches. Then I can then take those clips and make my lunch count. This, though, isn't easy when they go to the bathroom, when they need to use their pass. They ask if they can go to the bathroom. I tell them yes, they go get their clip. They put it on and they go use the bathroom. And then it's easy for me to just see when I need to, if I don't happen to remember for some reason that I sent a student to the bathroom, I can just see, wait, where is so-and-so? Oh, they're in the bathroom. So, not perfect. I'm definitely gonna have to probably find a new system, but with the time constraints that I have, this is what it's going to be in the meantime.
Even as we're having a fight, say
Well, what a week. It really turned out to be just feels like another classroom setup video, more than I intended it to be, but hey, y'all liked the classroom setup videos, you got another one. So this week has been very busy, and so I'm gonna share with you just review with you what we did this week and set you up for what's happening next week. So here is the entrance to the room, my wording greetings, how the student walks up here, picks how we greet each other, whether a fist bump, a wave, a high five, a hug, or a dance. And I've already sort of explained this monstrosity, but what I did is when the students come in, the routine will be, whoa, it's very blurry, sorry. So when the students come in, they have their take-home folders, which they will then bring over to their mailbox. They will put it in whatever their student number is, find their clip. It'll have their name on it, not right now, obviously. They will then take the clip over and put it in to one of these pockets. Now, obviously, originally I was gonna have them all sort of grab them here, and I felt like it would take too long for them to try to pull them out and find which one they wanted, which one was theirs. And so that's why I have it in a container over there. I thought maybe right here I could have like a little table or something, but I don't really know where I could find a table that would fit here. So in the meantime, what I have set up over there is how it's going to work. So anyway, they will put their clothespin, their clip, into one of these pockets, not the bathrooms, one of these pockets, and then I will come over here when it's during the morning, and I will do my count. I'll pull out the clips, see what names are what, mark them off, and then put the clips back over in that basket over there. When a student wants to use the bathroom, of course, they will ask when it's the appropriate time. I'll have a whole nother video that talks about that. They'll then go get their clip and then put it either here. They will actually clip it here or here, because I only let one student go at a time, especially because I do not want there to be any sort of playing that's happening or any sort of just messing around. So that is that system. What else happened today? So I did take out and put the crayons in these bins here so that their community supply students can use their crayons just like how I've done it in every classroom. They will also have their own individual supplies, like their notebooks, their reading books, their individual stuff will go in here, but crayons and pencils and community supplies like that will go in here in these caddies. I also figured out what I'm doing for the first day, and essentially I've already talked about like all the routines and procedures that we're going to go over, but these are the main activities that are going to happen on day one. They're going to do a scavenger hunt where they will go around the room. I'm going to have little sticky dots for each of these things. So supplies, their supply bins, I'll put like a sticky dot with a particular number. The students, when they find that, they write the number in the square and then they color it. There's the calming spot, which I have yet to set up. It's going to be at that table over there, as I had said before. It's not really a calming corner, but it is a calming spot. I'll put a sticky dot there with the supplies will be there. Technology, right over there. And so on and so forth. The classroom library, the teacher table, which is right here. We do not have a sink, so I will cross that out when I make copies for that. This is what I was talking about earlier, the friendship puzzle. These are the criteria here. They're gonna do a little planning for the things that they wanna put on their friendship puzzle. Then they're going to design and decorate their friendship puzzle based on these criteria. And then I will guide them to finding matches with the puzzle pieces. We'll it will be a facilitated thing. And we will glue these puzzle pieces on a big piece of butcher paper, actually. I'll get a piece of butcher paper and I'll bring it out, and I will have the students come up when they found their partners, or when they found people that match. They can find more than one person, and again, I will sort of guide this. We'll have a discussion on it, and then they will glue their puzzle pieces on, and it'll be one big puzzle together. For the first day of school reading, I know that if you take a mouse to school, the words and the reading level is the second graders could read it themselves, but I like to do an easy book for all of us to read for my first read aloud, because I want to just sort of do a little reading comprehension, see how well they're able to follow some directions when it comes to gluing cause and effect. And since the students, I've done this in kindergarten, but I think this also works with second grade, because now I want to see how well they're able to follow these directions without me needing to scaffold it and break it down as much. And so this will be the activity we do. And then for some additional extensions based on if we have time, I always plan for extra things just in case. Never get to them because it's the first few days of school. But if we do have time, I will be working on this with them. They'll be creating their own page and creating their own new cause and effects page for if you take a mouse to school. And finally, we will do a little story summary talking about the different elements of the story. So that's really what I have planned as far as the main activities for day one. Like I said, I generally try to plan for a lot more than what probably I would need, just because you always need to have that backup plan. More than likely, I will get to maybe this, and maybe this, and then that's it. Because most of the time it's going to be talking about the routines and procedures, those rules up there, how we sit at the tables, how we transition, all that good stuff. So that's it. This is the end of our first week in the life. Next week, I will be coming to the building for the first time for new teachers to this district. And there will be lots of PD, and I will sort of do another week in life talking about what's going on with my PD and with the open house that is happening next week, Wednesday. So again, thank you for watching Mr. Bowen's All Stars. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe.